And welcome back. Our next guest is a senior advisor of Amazon's labor union and a member of local TWU 100. And she joins us to shed some light on how the union movement got started. So we welcome to the show Evangeline Baez. Evangeline, welcome to the show.
How are you? I'm doing well.
Good, good, good. So you moving around, making some noise, huh? Doing some things.
Yes, I am.
So tell us about, well, of course, you're one of the leading advocates on women's issues. Is that with the union? Because you're the senior advisor of the Amazon's labor union, right?
Yes. So I started an organization called Women Uplifting Women, which is a sisterhood of working women because all women, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you are a working woman.
Uh-huh.
And so in the labor movement, women, although we have been working forever, a lot of time our voices are marginalized and we're not heard, right? We're marginalized and our voices are not heard. And so what Women Uplifting Women does is give women a voice to be able to voice their concerns and to learn how to advocate for themselves in the workplace.
That's good. So you're advocating for women, not only at Amazon, but in the workplace.
Yeah. So at Amazon, it's totally different. So I am also an organizer. I'm an activist and organizer. And I met Chris Smalls during the pandemic when he walked out of Amazon.
Yeah.
And because Amazon Labor Union has decided to stay independent, to keep their independence and not to affiliate with any of the bigger unions, which is like the AFL-CIO, SCIU, and Teamsters.
There he is. Yeah.
Yeah. So because they've decided to stay independent, I work to help them implement the union, the institutional structure of the union, and set up the union so that they can remain independent.
Yeah, because his brother, he was having some trouble, and then they fired him, and then he circled back and said, "You know what? We got to put some things together. We got to have people moving together to make this thing happen for everybody at Amazon."
Right. So President Smalls is doing a wonderful job. Him and Michelle Valentin-Nieves, actually their whole leadership team is amazing. What they're doing with minimal resources to fight back against Amazon's inhumane work environment and to ensure that this union is able to get to its first contract is something that has not been seen in the last 50 years.
And your major role is what? What part do you play?
So my major role is the implementation and the structure of the union, right? So that's putting in and training all of the senior officers, the shop steward training programs, all of the educational services, making sure that the operations are going. So I basically ensure that the union is in place. So my role is to help advise them on how a union is supposed to operate and make sure all the services are up and running as they prepare for their contract fight.
Yeah. Are there still demands that are not being met yet that we're still working on?
Yes. So the National Labor Relations Board has just issued a complaint against Amazon. And in September, they will be having a hearing to force Amazon to bargain with the Amazon Labor Union. They're refusing to come to the bargaining table. So that's one of the issues that they're having is that Jassy and Bezos are still refusing to recognize the union and bargain with the union. However, Amazon Labor Union has been able to put in a lot of services for the union, even though Amazon is refusing to recognize the union. They have a workers' compensation program that's in place. They have shop steward training. They also have a Know Your Rights program to where members know how to safeguard their job and to ask for union representation. So the basic structures of the union are all in place. Now we just need to get to bargaining.
And we just held up a poster right there. What JFK 8? Explain what that's about.
So JFK 8 is the code for the fulfillment center. So it's on Staten Island, and that fulfillment center is coded as JFK 8. Yeah. So if you want to know what fulfillment center that you're talking about, you just give those acronyms, JFK8, and it'll let them know, where you're working out of.
And it incorporates a number of different things that you should know about upon joining a union.
Say that again.
Can we show that? Put that JFK8 up again one more time, because it has a number of things. You got the
so
cash,
that's talking
death
about
benefits.
Workers' compensation.
Yeah.
Correct. So these are all of the things that come under workers' compensation. So the cash payment basically is your compensation. What happens to you if you happen to pass away, medical treatment, physical therapy, chiropractic treatment, prescriptions. This is all of what you're entitled to if you're injured while in the performance of your job duties. Currently, JFK8 uses Sedgwick, which is insurance. However, it's not workers' compensation, meaning in order to be able to be compensated for your injuries, you have to file a workers' compensation claim with the state.
Yeah.
So Sedgwick is okay until you get your workers' compensation, and then comp kicks in, and it basically gives you your full payout of your workers' compensation benefits.
Oh, beautiful. What other improvements would the labor union like to see made at this time?
Well, right now, we're in federal court. But one of the things that we want to see improved is we would like to see more solidarity from the bigger unions, the AFL, Teamsters, SEIU, to be more supportive of Amazon Labor Union. Even though we have chosen to not affiliate, we still are a part of the labor movement, and we should be recognized as such. We're coming up on the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. And one of the things that was what led people like myself to even be a train operator, bus operators, firefighters, and police officers all have access to these federal and state jobs. They all came from the advancement that were won during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, which spawned the entryway for African Americans and other marginalized groups to be able to have work in the United States.
Yeah.
And we are at a precipice right now where everything in labor is being undone. If you're watching what's happening right now with Teamsters, and they said they just won a $49 wage increase for their workers. However, there was some major givebacks, which the workers are crying foul about. And these are some of the things that need to be discussed, because these are the same things that we saw during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom.
Yeah, that was UPS. The drivers are getting $49 an hour, I think, full-time, and then part-time is getting like $21 an hour. But there's some major disputes that are still there.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we believe, and President Smalls believe, and everybody else who are actual workers, is that Teamsters has the ability to strike, and they should have struck. They have a strike fund. And in order for them, there should be no givebacks as far as pensions and things of that nature. Everything that the workers already have should advance. They shouldn't be set back in any way, shape, or form in order to get a higher wage increase. So we have some of our own issues inside the labor movement, which is why Amazon Labor Union being independent and a worker-led union is so critical.
Yeah, there's NAACP has their big convention up there in Boston. SAG-AFTRA is up there, and of course, SAG-AFTRA, they have the writers and actors strike going on. So you're absolutely right.
Yes.
There's a total breakdown of or trying to break down a lot of the unions and what it stands for.
Mm-hmm.
But solidarity is key, and they're up there. They're talking about it.
Yeah, unions are very vital. We just have to make sure that we're in solidarity, even if we stand on different sides of our beliefs. Because we are labor, we should all be working together to ensure a fair contract and supporting in any way we can possibly.
What actions have been taken thus far, if any? Any petitions out trying to rectify a lot of the things that Amazon needs for its workers?
Yeah, so again, we have a lot of unfair labor practices filed with the NLRB. All of those hearings, or not all, but the majority of those hearings are coming up in September. So Amazon would be answering for union busting, violation of people's wine garden rights, access issues to the facility to stop people from organizing. So all of those are going to be rectified and resolved come September. So Amazon labor unions also reversing decades of bad labor law, right? And with the work that they're doing right now, a lot of the bad labor law that are on the books are being reversed. So they have a lot of wins and victories that are taking place.
Exercise your right to vote. See you at the ballot box. You know, I mean, it's important. Any elected officials getting involved or backing anything from city council or, you know?
Yes, we have Jessica Ramos, Chantel Jackson, Ms. Joyner, Assemblywoman Joyner, Assemblywoman Jackson. They're out of the Bronx. I think I mentioned Jessica Ramos, but there's a host of elected officials that support the Amazon labor union, and we're building out our political team as we speak.
Angeline, where can we go for more information on what you're doing? You have a website or social media we should follow?
Yes, you can go to AmazonLaborUnion.org. We're switching our platform to ALU.network, but that's still being worked out. But in the meantime, we're still at AmazonLaborUnion.org.
Yeah. Say hello to some of the people that are helping you get some of the things that you need with Amazon and some of the things that you are doing and helping other people. Want to shout them
out? So right now, we don't have a lot of support, but we will shout out Action Network, which has donated their platform to us to help us be able to organize the nation. And so it's very important that we do support those who support us. And Action Network has been a huge support of ours. Also, Strategy and Hustle. They've helped us with our public support campaign, and they meet with us monthly. Our Caden Financial with Rashawn Cummings, Dame Luthers, who does all of our technical and IT support. So we have a bunch of people who are doing a lot of work for us.
And that's the National Action Network, Al Sharpton's National Action Network?
Oh, yes, and Al Sharpton's National Action Network. We are doing a lot of work with them. They have been amazing. Everything has taken off since we connected with the National Action Network. We would be nowhere right now without the National Action Network.
And he's going to lead that major march on Washington. It's coming up. We've got some commercials on the radio in LA. But listen, thank you so much for all that you do. Hit me with that website one more time.
Amazon Labor, www.amazonlaborunion.org.
Thank you so much. Angeline
and
Byers.
Shout out to Russell Cheek.
Say it again.
You. I said, I just want to say thank you so much to Russell Cheek. Yes.
Well, thank you for all the work that you do. Thank you for rolling up your sleeves and then taking care of business for people in our community. We appreciate you.
Thank you, and I appreciate you too.
All right. Angeline Byers, board member, executive board for Local 100 and the Amazon Labor Union Movement. Yes, yes, yes. Solidarity. Boom. We'll take a break. I've got more coming up next right here on Open.